Gacha is done, and I'm still super happy, but I need to calm down for a second. Actually, no, I don't need to calm down. This is hella exciting too, because now we actually get to do the first impressions, of which I couldn't do of Takeru, sadly, but hey, I am very, very excited for these two servants. We are gonna start with the 5-star, I think. Yeah, I have to, although I am very excited to check out Yui as well, of course, because she's a support, supposedly. But we are obviously gonna start with Mommy. A bit of a slimmer fit this time, but hey, you know what? I'm a fan of all sizes, so I don't discriminate. I think it's already a very lovely looking design. Now, obviously, there's gonna be people that are salty, like, oh, I wanted Tababo Aria instead, or what else, you know, anyone else. But yeah, I think this is a great choice, honestly. And this was I feel like this was the most obvious choice. So let's start with the Ascensions and Aesthetics as usual, and then we'll talk about the gameplay. I'm excited to see what she looks like. That's it? She just says not enough. Needy, huh? Okay, I see how it is. Also, wow, I just realized that outfit is, it's keeping her contained pretty well, huh? She looks disappointed. Oh, I'm sorry, but that's kind of hot. All right, here we go. Oh, exciting. First Ascension. I think I wanna see the armor somewhere, because it's actually really cool. I hope one of the Ascensions is the armor. Hey. Okay, oh, this makes sense. This was the one we already saw, of course. Yeah, this is the one from, like, the stream reveal and on the banner itself, okay? So I'm thinking the chance for the armor is not that great, then. You know what? I'll be the first to say it, and I'm not afraid to say it. I think face masks like that are insanely hot. She doesn't talk much, but yeah. She's probably more like, less talk, more action. And don't get weird ideas. 69. All right, let's go. Third Ascension. The final base design. Is it gonna be the armor or something else? Ah, of course! I forgot the MP had a different design. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it's not a lot of clothing, huh? Damn, I'm not gonna lie. The card itself looks like a mess, dude. All right, let's see it. Here we go. How crazy of a Raikou FA are we dealing with this time? Oh, it's Raikou's FA! Wow, that's a cool homage. I get it immediately. That's Raikou's FA of Berserker, but of Ushi Gozen now. Oh, that's cool, actually. Wow, I don't even mind that it's quote-unquote recycled on the pose and everything. That's a cool thing, honestly. Damn, that outfit though. God damn, dude. Again, this might be cursed, but you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of a Taimanin outfit. Now, let's take a look at those sprites. Starting with the final one. Oh my god. So yeah, she herself, like the humanoid size sprite, is not that big. All right, let's see number 2. Oh, dude, look at the particle effects, though. Very edgy, of course, with the black fires, right? I mean, that's edgy, but honestly, I don't think it's, like, too crazy, overly edgy. Also, is that a bit of navel in there, I see? And then, of course, the first Ascension. Ooh, so yeah, it's mostly the same, but way more revealing. I was expecting Ascension 3 to be the final Ascension, I'm not gonna lie. Aesthetic-wise, I think I'm mostly pleased. I think overall, I'm happy with this. Although, I do have to say that Ascension 1 and 2 there's hardly any difference. And for modern SSR, that's quite surprising and maybe not the best way. They should have made a very different Ascension 1 and 2 and then maybe put out like the current second Ascension as a mini costume that they usually do, right? Like have her wear the mask and everything. Because there really is not that big of a difference between those two. So it could have been a minor costume instead, but that's like a minor gripe, if anything. Overall, I'm pretty happy with this. In fact, this will probably be my favorite version of Raikou, because, you know, as much as I said I love all sizes, and I do, I think I prefer, you know, a more modest size than, you know, Raikou normal size, if you catch my drift. So they're all nice, but I think this is more up my alley, I feel like. Pretty thumbs up for the Ascension and Aesthetics. And then, let's talk about the gameplay. Ooh, I'm excited. We had a 5-star Avenger. Ooh. Now, I'll be the first one to say, I don't like Avenger as a class. I think it's one of the worst ones in the game. But, you know, at least they tend to have high stats. So people that simp the characters can get really good, you know, neutral damage too. Right, so, I'm gonna open up Atlas for some stats. Now, first of all, stat-wise, again, yeah, high, as you expect from a 5-star Avenger. HP, obviously, not the highest. For DPS 5-star, you still prefer as much attack as possible, even if it means sacrificing a lot of HP, of course. And at least she's not a, you know, a Berserker. Then the HP would be even a bigger issue. Lowest attack of SSR Avengers. Yeah, I'm not surprised, honestly, but I mean, 12.4k is still good. It's not a bad number. Now, let's take a look at the deck next. Got, drum roll, okay. I was not expecting that. Triple quick? I was like, she has to be like Giga Buster, maybe even Triple Buster for sure, right? Based on the MP. But I guess her normal attacks are pretty fast though, right? Now that I think about it. Having fought her in SR, I do remember her normal attacks being pretty like swift. I was just thinking about the MP being so... So yeah, the big question is, what is the MP type then? Surely it's Buster, right? It's quick? Wow, she's full quick. As quick as you can be. Okay, so now a lot of people will immediately have reactions as like, oh no, it's quick. But I love quick, so I'm willing to give this a fair shot. Anyway, let's take a look at the card hit counts. 4 on the Lone Buster and Arts. Wow, she has 6 hit quicks. Oh my god, 6 hitter quicks, and she has 3 of them. That sounds really good. And the extra is 5 as well. What? She might be one of the most gain-see Avengers out there, honestly, if that's the case. Let's talk about the passives next. We get the Avenger passives, all 3 of them. And for the first one, the numbers are 14% MP gain on damage taken increase. And then all party members get minus 4% debuff resistance, right? Pretty standard. Second one, 8% crit damage. Well, considering she's probably going to be dishing out a ton of stars, you know, it's good to have. And then the third one is 3.8% MP per turn on the A rank. Can make a difference depending on her refund and whatnot. I don't even know if she's AoE, by the way. I assume she has to be, right? Because of the big stomp. And then she has Madness and Hazmat EX for 12% buster up. Quite a waste on her, right? Because she only has 1 buster card. But, you know, it's mostly there for lore, right? And then, hello. The second to last is not event, it's unique. Oh, does more, it's flat damage. Okay, so it's divinity and then also quick crit damage. Okay, so it's a divinity that's slightly useful. Yeah, because, yeah, so it's 100 flat damage, which sucks, that does nothing. But then 20% quick crit damage. Wow, that's a passive? And she has triple quick. 20% quick crit damage permanent. Overall, passives, good. Definitely better than average. Okay, anti-append is against Berserker. Hello. Well, that's interesting. Wow. Dude, she's gonna melt Berserkers, I bet. She's gonna absolutely melt Berserkers. The damage will be so insane. And then the MP. So it is quick. We don't have the most text here, but what does it say? Oh, it is AoE. Anti-earth damage to all enemies. Which scales, the anti-earth scales with overcharge, okay. And then all enemies get a crit chance down for 3 turns. And a low chance to stun all enemies for 1 turn. Okay, let's see the numbers. So it's a 6 hit AoE quick. Before seeing the skills, I'm guessing her looping might not be the best refund-wise. But we'll see, I could be wrong. Again, I haven't even seen the skills yet, but yeah. Now, other numbers... It's a standard 150 to 200 range on the anti-earth overcharge. Expected. Ooh, 30% crit chance down on all enemies for 3 turns? Ooh, that's really good for bosses. And the stun chance is a 40% chance on base. But it is individual calcs on all enemies, huh? So if you're attacking 3 enemies that have, like, no resistance on top of their normal stuff, I think you're gonna stun at least one of them, most likely. It is still RNG, though, so you can't rely on it, sadly. Potentially gonna make you survive better against bosses that can be stunned, so... And again, anti-earth is good. It's fairly common these days as a power mod. There's definitely a lot of servants that have it, but, you know, it's still good. It's one of the most common anti-traits out there. Or actually, I should say anti-attribute, but you know what I mean. Power mods. I love that crit chance down, though. You guys know me. I get a boner when that happens. Anyway, yeah, that's going to be great on bosses for sure. And assuming the MP is spammable, the enemy will never crit. She will fully lock out crits on enemies if they can be debuffed. For sure, with this MP alone. All right, skill type. Ooh, we got like a special damage icon thingy. That's an interesting one. All right, self anti-demonic damage for 3 turns. Okay, another power mod. And then, wait, also power mod against earth attribute servants for 3 turns. And then crit damage for 3 turns. So another one? More anti-earth? This one is only servants, though. The MP is all earth enemies, including normal enemies that have earth. This skill is only earth servants. But okay, interesting. 6 turn cooldown. Numbers 50% on both power mods. And then the crit damage is 30% for 3 turns, okay. So everything is up half the time with pretty decent numbers. And again, Earth attribute servants are fairly common as well, not just normal enemies, servants too. And then demonic enemies are also fair. It's one of the more common traits as well for both enemies and servants. And worth noting, while this anti-Earth on this is servants only, the demonic isn't. The demonic is all enemies that are demonic. So it also includes normal enemies. Actually can make her looping quite a bit better for damage, because there's certainly demonic enemies in many farming nodes as well. Dude, imagine if the enemies are demonic on Earth. She's just gonna shred, even on neutral. Oh, wow. Yeah. That's not like an impossible scenario at all, actually. Sounds promising, actually, yeah. I think I definitely prefer this to Raikou's Mystic Slayer. Then we got red and green. I'm surprised it's not green only, though, because she only has one red card. So I wonder, is this AoE then maybe? So yeah, self quick up for 3 turns and self buster up for 3 turns. And then before damaging with quick cards, self crit damage up for 3 turns. And that goes up to 5 times. And then one of those effects lasts for 3 turns. Sounds good. And it's great that it's before damage as well. But let's see the numbers. Next 6 turn cooldown. I'm guessing the card types are 30. Yeah, they're 30 each. Okay. And it's 20% crit damage. Actually, yeah, it is. And I just realized it's crit damage, not quick crit damage, unlike the passive. This crit damage you get is for all of her cards. Now, granted, you only get it when attacking with quick cards. And also, it says before damaging with quick cards. So this means that the MP also gives you this for sure. Yeah, it does. It does. It doesn't say normal quick cards. It says quick cards. So the MP also gives you 20% crit damage. Now, obviously, the MP itself can't crit, but it's gonna, be nice to have more crit buffs anyway. So you can have up to 100% crit damage from this skill, because you can get it 5 times. Now, obviously, to get it 5 times, you either need the deck to reset, because there's only 3 of her quicks in it, or you need to at least do all of her quicks in that normal rotation, and then at least a minimum of 2 MPs. So it might not be the easiest way to get like the maximum crit damage from this, but I feel like 60-80% is still very reasonable, and it's still a lot of crit damage. So I wouldn't sweat not getting the max amount of stacks. Seems like an okay skill. I really think they should have just ditched the Buster Up and changed it to something else. The Buster Up doesn't really make any sense to me. I love the Quick Up. The crit damage is great because she's probably gonna shit out stars anyway, and she seems to like crits, but man, that Buster Up, I don't understand. Now, Absorb, yes, we have it, because I was about to say, if she wants to crit, like, yeah, sure, she probably will have turns where she will dish out so many stars that even Avenger on base will be able to crit. But yes, I wanted to see Absorb as well, and we do have Absorb, so beautiful. And let's just hope it's 3 turns. If it's 1 turn, I'm gonna be very sad. Absorb, self-star absorb for 1 turn, no! And then crit damage for 1 turn, and then MP damage for 1 turn. Oh, it's a battery as well. Okay, so because it's a 6 turn cooldown, I'm guessing it's a 50% battery to at least make me a little less sad about it. So it's 2k absorb, which honestly could be 5k as well for an Avenger, but 2k is okay. It's an okay amount. They need a lot of it. Crit damage for 1 turn, 50%. MP damage for 1 turn, 30%. And then, yeah, 50% battery. Okay. So as a battery, the 50% battery is usually, the standard is a 6 turn cooldown, which this is as well. Would I say this is better or worse or about equal to most of the standard 50% batteries? I think this is better than most. Man, I'm still torn. I'm torn, dude. I wanted to see 3 turns of Star Absorb. Because now it's going to be a bit inconsistent depending. Because you're not always going to have those turns where you're going to dish out like 50 stars probably. There will be those turns for sure, right? Because her quicks are so crazy. And her MP is AoE with many hits as well. But those will not be every turn. And in those turns, your stars will go to your supports where they're useless. I mean, they get gains, I guess. But, for damage is useless. Damn! I think it being 1 turn definitely hampers her boss potential a little bit. What they should have done is move the Absorb from this and put it over the Buster thing on the second skill for 3 turns. Remove the Buster and move this Absorb there for 3 turns. I would like that a lot more, honestly. But maybe I'm overreacting. Again, maybe she will be a much more consistent star generator than I think she is. I do think she will have a lot of those turns, but how often? Is it often enough to warrant a 1 turn Absorb? I don't know yet. I honestly don't have a good idea of this servant yet. Usually I think I have a pretty straightforward idea of how good I think someone will be, but this time I'm not sure actually. True, what worth mentioning, Ryan, no defensive utility. We do have the stun chance on the MP, and then basically making enemies unable to crit if they can be debuffed. Besides that, there's nothing else. And quick supports tend to be the worst at keeping you alive as well compared to Buster and Arch supports. So that actually can be a problem on bosses. There's no way we have the looping numbers yet, so I can't even comment on that much yet. But if I had to guess the looping, I'm guessing it's gonna be average if no power mods are hit. Like probably, like I'm guessing Dante's will do more damage just because he has an upgraded MP, right? And he has probably a higher attack too, so he will probably win there. She has a lot of damage mods that are not rare. Double anti-earth, granted one is servant, and then the anti-demonic. So the MP anti-earth and the anti-demonic from the skill, they hit everything, not just servants. They hit normal enemies too. I feel like she will be a very situational looper. Now obviously there will be the big Raikou fans that will, like, you know, 120 MP5, and then at that point, you know, you're probably gonna see decent numbers anyway. I don't think she's going to be like busted on looping. In fact, she's only going to be great if hitting those niches, I think. And against bosses, I don't think it looks amazing. I think she looks okay. Like the lack of defensive utility as an Avenger, and because she's quick with less defensive options on supports, makes me scared. Her damage potential seems good, but then there's also is the one turn absorb going to make a big difference or not? And then the unreliable stun on the MP. I don't know. I'm just going to have to lab her a bit. But overall, I'm actually quite underwhelmed, if that makes sense. I was honestly expecting for her to be very busted, right? But I think what we got was decent. I think I'm gonna leave it at that for now. But again, if I change my mind later, I might mention it in future videos, or at the very least, you will be seeing hopefully a better discussion in the upcoming yearly tier list. Yes, okay, so I might as well mention it here now as well. We are doing tier lists again this year. It's not a big secret, so there you go. For as to when they begin, most likely late January to early February. I'm not gonna give you any promises, but hopefully sooner than later. We did want to wait at least for this event to pass, because it's kind of a big deal. But yes, you will be seeing them. And now sadly, if you want more discussion on Ushi Gozen, you have to wait, because the extra classes will be the final lists, but they will happen. So Yorokobe and Plushie will try to join me as much as he can, by the way, for those asking about that as well. Shout out to Plushie, go check his channel out, he does great content. But yeah, that'll do it for this first impression video. If you enjoyed it, do be a solid and press the thumbs up button, okay? It really helps out. And subscribe not to miss out on future videos, including those tier lists, but also right after this, you'll be seeing the first impression of Yui Shosetsu, our new 4-star support. I'm excited. Hopefully you guys are as well. And again, good luck if you're rolling. And otherwise, I hope to see you in the next video. Take care and a peace out.